Thinking Aloud is presented by Laurie Taylor and made in association with the Open University. It was produced by Jane Edgerton. And you can download the programme via the Radio 4 website. With the media show in a few moments.
Hello and welcome to the media show at 3 o'clock with your presenter Alice Len. On today's agenda, we'll be focusing on short films. We will look at the elements, criteria, and what our listeners will define as a short film. We'll also be asking for responses to the idea of one young filmmaker's short film. Now, the idea that we will be discussing is one of a silent short film, which explores the life of a young woman escaping the 9-to-5 routine and taking a slower lane to the life in London. Through the object of different shoes, she will be taken on a path of discovery. Now that was quick. I've just been informed that we have our first caller on the line, Sheila from Norfolk. Hi Sheila.
Hello Alice.
So, on this hot debate about short films, how would you firstly define a short film?
Something that tells its story very quickly, draws you in, but sort of leaves you wanting more as well, in a short space of time.
Interesting. Now, what would be the criteria do you think a short film should follow?
It would have to be, I think it would have to have quite a sharp beginning to catch your attention. It would need to be very definite at the end of it so that you know that it's an entity in itself, but I still would quite like to be left wanting more.
And for you personally, is there any elements you would specifically want to see in a short film?
I quite like films about people's lives, what people are thinking, rather than I'm not a great action or that kind of film watcher.
So after listening to our young maker's film idea, would you be interested in viewing a film like this?
Yes, I'm always interested in how people think and what makes people change their mind. And I like the idea of being led on a different path. I think that's a really nice idea. And the idea of escape is always really attractive and tempting, and you wish you could do it yourself. I see somebody else doing it, because that's how I sort of see it, that she's escaping, or the humdrum life.
In your own opinion, is there anything you would want to add?
A decision at the end. I'd like to know our decision at the end, I think. And again, just that I would need to be left wondering, I wonder what happens. Not necessarily be told, but just let me, so that it tempts me to wonder what happens.
Well, thank you Sheila for taking the time to call the media show and telling us your thoughts on short films. Please keep listening. That does bring about some very interesting and thought-provoking ideas about short films. Now, let's hear from our second caller, 21-year-old Francis, all the way from Yorkshire. How would you firstly define a short film?
I would simply define a short film as a piece that lasts around half an hour or less.
Interesting. Now, what would be the criteria do you think a short film should follow?
I wouldn't say that short film is restricted to any sort of set criteria. Much more than in the case of feature films, directors have the freedom to express an idea in different kinds of ways.
So after listening to our young maker's film idea, would you be interested in viewing a film like this?
Yes, definitely. This sounds like a very intriguing premise. It would be interesting to see how the plots and themes will be translated in such a short space of time without the use of dialogue.
In your own opinion, is there anything you would want to add?
I feel that the audience is left a bit in the dark about the main character. I think they need to be given a deeper insight into the background of the character, as this is such an integral part of the overarching theme of the piece.
Well, thank you for the media show and telling us your thoughts on short films. Please keep listening.